Did he not? I don't know. Men might retire to their sheds to pot plants, repair lawnmowers and perhaps have a bit of time to themselves, work out a few magic tricks. Now the humble shed has inspired a new type of sanctuary in the form of men's community groups.
Almost 200 of them have been set up in Ireland. Now they're coming to Britain. We'll speak to Peter Gallagher from the UK Men's Sheds Association. Yes, there is one, in a couple of minutes. First, our correspondent Chris Buckler has been finding out more.
This is an example of pure manpower at work. Drilling and hammering, building and bonding, and not a woman in sight.
We share ideas as well as problems.
These men are members of sheds. Not buildings, but a term used for male-only groups in Ireland. Sheds are a place to get together and to share some skills.
I'm 52, right? And I haven't been a new weaver taught since I was 15. I'm actually teaching the first new weaver to be taught this knoll over here in nearly 35 years.
But passing on traditions is just a part of the point of sheds.
All around this room there are tools and examples of projects which men are coming together to do, and you can see the results of them just about everywhere. But of course it's more than that. It's also a chance to talk about things, in some cases even emotions.
Men in general, we're not built to talk to each other on intimate issues and on personal issues, but with working together side by side it does come out.
But are these men really ready to talk about their feelings?
You need to get to know the men first before you start. You know yourself, obviously. You know what I mean? I don't love you. you know,
Would you give him a hug though?
Oh yeah, sure. You know what I mean? Yeah.
You don't wet.
Hey, no, that's for TV.
There is a serious side to this. Health professionals believe that talking about their worries and problems will lead to men thinking more seriously about their health, both physical and mental.
My own twin brother lost his son and through suicide, and his friends counselled him. They're not professional counsellors, but an invisible arm around an unhappy man's shoulder is a great gift to give an unhappy man.
The idea for sheds started in Australia, but over the last 4 years, close to 200 have been set up across the island of Ireland, and the Irish Prime Minister is among the supporters of the organisation.
If you look at the famous American singer Aretha Franklin, when she used to say, it's about the sisters, you know, doing it for themselves. This is about the men, if you like, doing it for themselves.
There's not a spot in all this world.
Each shed decides on what activity or interest they pursue, be it choirs or cars. But what do their wives and daughters make of all this?
When men are in the same community really and same area, they kind of mould to each other and they understand each other more, instead of the women always having to butt in and say something, voice their opinion on it.
That's an awful thing to suggest.
They do though, we all do it.
A UK Men's Sheds Association has also just been started up. This could be an idea that's going places. Chris Buckler, BBC News, Castlebar, County Mayo.
And joining us now, Peter Gallagher from the UK Men's Sheds Association. What do you get from being in your shed?
Oh, good morning.
Good morning.
We get a lot. So I mean, we get the camaraderie. I mean, it was interesting seeing the Irish lads. Mike Jen, our chair, went over there a couple of weeks ago. Said it was a fantastic atmosphere. And we get the same thing in an English shed. We don't do the hugging.
Why don't you do the hugging?
Well, it's a bit difficult when you got a cup of coffee in your hand. But it's really about just sort of doing things together and having a bit of fun. And that's the bottom line. We do lots and lots of things. I mean, we do a lot of things for the community in terms of constructing items, you know, memorial benches, signs, and
so it's a
tombola
workshop.
Boxes. Yeah,
Isn't
yeah,
it a
we
bit
do
like
things.
a women's institute for men?
I think actually that's a very good analogy. Or somebody else said it is that it's a men's coffee morning. It gives us a chance to chat.
And is the fact that it is a shed the thing that enables men to come and be together? Because if you said we're setting up a men's coffee morning and we're going to build a bench, people wouldn't come. But because it's a sort of, you know, a shed, has a symbolic kind of appeal.
Well, it does, but the other thing is, and people have commented on it, is that men don't talk face to face, they talk shoulder to shoulder. And that's what we do in the workshop. We're working shoulder to shoulder.
And they need to have something in their hands.
Yeah, they engage
as you say,
better.
A cup of coffee or...
Yeah, they engage better when they're actually between themselves, when they're doing things together.
How many men in sheds branches are there in the UK at the moment?
There are coming up to 60.
Okay, because there'll be a fair number of men watching now thinking, you know, I wouldn't mind being in a shed with, you know, fellow men and having cups of coffee and talking shoulder to shoulder. How would they go about it? I mean, can you start your own shed?
You can start your own shed. I mean, some sheds are initiated by people like Age UK, but many sheds are initiated by the men themselves. That's how our shed started off. We had help from others. But if you want to find out about sheds in the UK, you can go to a website, which is menssheds.org.uk.
Men's Sheds?
Yeah, menssheds.org.uk.
We'll put the link up on
yeah,
our
and
website.
that will give all the information. It gives you a map up there as to where the sheds are, existing sheds and sheds which are currently being formed.
Yeah.
Sheds have doubled in numbers in the last 12 months.
Yeah.
With a bit of luck, you know, they'll double again. This time next year, I hope we have 200 sheds. So we'll have practically one in every city in the UK.
Lovely to talk to you. Thank you very much indeed, Peter Gallagher, UK Men's Sheds Association. We kind of talk shoulder to shoulder, don't we?
Yes.
Have a good day.
Thank you.
And a Happy New Year.
And we drink coffee. We're speaking to Robert Powell in a moment about his new role as Hercule Poirot. First, here's the last quick look at what's happening where you are.
We need a shed.
We do need
a shed.
We need
a shed, a breakfast shed.
All right.